What's up and welcome to the Versus Battle Cards Season 5 presentation. We have a lot of fun announcements and activities today, but before we get started, I want to mention two things. One is that I've pretty much caught up on all the research I've done for this series. The Boys was the most recent series I've looked into for Versus, and Titan vs. Homelander was the last episode I did. So because of that, a lot of the episodes I announced today won't be confirmed for Season 5. They'll just be coming sometime in the future. It completely depends on whether I'm able to finish my research by then or not. Which also leads to the second thing. It's gonna take a bit longer for Season 5 to get started. There's the research thing I just mentioned, but I also reached burnout during Season 4 a lot quicker than I usually do for these seasons. So I do just want to give myself a bit more of a break and a bit of a longer time to work on other videos and different stuff I want to do. I promise it won't take a ridiculous amount of time, but don't expect it to start by summer. Hopefully you understand, and hopefully those two things won't ruin this fun presentation for you. With that said, let's begin. The Crash Bandicoot Mask Battle Royale was a popular episode and a popular idea. It seems like Battle Royales are something you guys want, so I present the Team Fortress 2 Mercenary Battle Royale. A fight between all 9 mercs of TF2 to see who will come out on top. Now let's get into some debates. The first one is for Jin vs. Ryu, the composite ultimate versions. The biggest debate I saw was scaling Ryu to all of Marvel Comics because of his appearance in Marvel vs. Capcom and Fortnite. But Marvel vs. Capcom and Fortnite have to be treated like their own universes. They're not equivalent to Marvel Comics because they have Marvel characters in them. We're compositing Jin and Ryu, not everything they've ever come into contact with. If we did, then Jin and Ryu would just scale to each other because they have met in crossovers before. Which would then still lead us to the same result of Jin winning, because he'd still have the better powers and the multipliers and everything. The only way that compositing not only your combatants, but everything they've ever come into contact with would work, is if those combatants had never met each other in any form of media ever. But Jin and Ryu have met each other in official crossovers all the time. Even if Jin had never met Ryu, he's met Negan, a character from The Walking Dead, which is a franchise represented in Fortnite alongside Marvel. So no matter how much you try to bend the rules in Ryu's favor, Jin's always there going toe-to-toe with him. Composite Jin wins. The next debate is for Movie Mario vs. Movie Sonic. And the main debate is, if Super Sonic can create everything with his powers, couldn't he just create Mario's star power-up? And the answer is, yeah, he probably could. But it wouldn't help him win. The feats Mario displayed giving him a massive strength advantage over Sonic were done in his base form without any power-ups. The star just makes him invincible. It didn't give him those insane stats, he already had them. And because Sonic is so behind in strength, it's unlikely the star would actually help him much. Mario would just overpower his invincibility. So make all the stars you want, Movie Sonic, you're not winning. And I didn't get any more massive debates this season, just smaller ones like in Gorillas vs. Your Favorite Martian, where someone asked, couldn't Gorillas just take the Uno reverse card with their much superior speed? And yeah, they could, but why would they do that unless they already knew how the Uno reverse card functioned beforehand? Which would require preparation time and prior knowledge of their combatants, which is usually against the rules in most versus debates. With how OP the Uno reverse card is, by the time the Gorillas finally realize, it'd likely be too late. Next fight announcement. Cortex vs. Dr. Eggman in Season 3 did really good. So did Jin vs. Ryu this season, even though it wasn't technically a remake. So I was already open to doing more of those remakes, but after seeing Goku vs. Superman 3 from Death Battle, it inspired me to go back and look at one of my other old matchups. A big one, and redoing it from scratch with a new perspective to see how things really turn out. I've talked about the fight multiple times since I made the episode, but this is the first official rematch. That's right, it's Little Mac versus Makunochi Ippo. Now before we move on, I just want to shill my voice acting channel for a bit. I basically just dub over scenes from movies, cartoons, and games. All for fun, nothing serious, but I do put a lot of effort into it, so I'd appreciate it if you all checked it out. The channel is LeoTunes VA. Here's a quick compilation to show you what you're missing, but also a heads up. The videos on my voice acting channel don't have any filters or anything like this. I only have to do it here to protect from copyright claims. So, yeah, enjoy.
That's it. I've had it. I hate to be dramatic, but it's time for me to fly the coop. Terrific! Fine!
No! My dinosaur droppings! Painted like Easter eggs!
You and the world that loves you! It is on that day that Jojo became Mojo Jojo! Gorilla! Gorilla!
Oh, no, perhaps not.
No, 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 give me that, no, leave it, no, no.
Mr. Clay.
But he hasn't even aged. Like at all. He just grew that stupid beard. It looks like he'll be here forever.
No, you tried, Goof. It's just a bad kid, that's all. I don't believe you.
What?
I don't believe you, Pete.
Hey, don't take my word for it. Check your map.
I don't. But enough remakes and battle royales of franchises you've seen on this series millions of times over. Let's see some new faces. Like in the Eds versus Ed's World. They're both goofy trios with a leading Ed, and they both remain pretty grounded for the most part. But at some points they get outrageous, like I believe both have a star level feat somewhere. But now let's move on to the Q&A segment. Lost in Time Lucina 2.011 asks, 1. Have I watched any anime recently? Yes, my girlfriend recommended Death Note to me, and I've been enjoying it so far. 2. What is my favorite versus matchup of all time? Probably Rick Grimes from The Walking Dead versus Joel from The Last of Us. It's such a grounded and fun fight, and it would be really interesting with the types of characters they are. It would make for an amazing live-action death battle. Also, Rick wins, so I like it even more. And 3. Would I be interested in doing Breath of the Wild Link versus Aang? And honestly, not really. Aang, Breath of the Wild Link, Traveler from Genshin Impact, Jack, all those types of characters are kinda sitting in the same bubble when it comes to versus, and after Jack versus the Traveler, I kinda wanna start breaking them out of that. Isaiah Jolin 7178 asks, what's my favorite Bible story? And oddly enough, it's a very simple one, a very Sunday school answer. But it's the story of Jesus feeding the 5,000 with just 5 loaves of bread and 2 fish. It's just a really nice lesson about how even when you have few things, you can still do as much as you want through God. Like, did you know for these videos I still use Windows Movie Maker? I have the bare minimum when it comes to tools, but I'm still doing stuff like this. 2. Have I ever tried pineapple on pizza? No, and I never will. And 3. If I was gonna remake a Pixar movie, which would I rather it be? Cars or Finding Nemo? And I'm not sure, I don't think either of those really need remakes. I'd remake Toy Story 4 and make it not bad. Jesse Crafts 2630 asks, 1. Do I take matchup requests or not? And not really, no I don't. My previous 2 versus shows were open to matchup requests, but as for versus battle cards, it's kinda just for me, it's my own thing for fun. And 2. Are parody characters allowed in this series? And it honestly depends. If the parody character is a parody of an existing character, like Ouija or Sonic or Gohan Blanco, then it's a no. If the parody character is their own original character, then sure. For example, if I were to do an SML or Super Mario Logan character, then Mario would be a no. Chef Pee-Pee, on the other hand, now there's a guy who could be in this show. I think the only series that is truly banned on versus battle cards is Devil May Cry. And it's not anything against the series, it's the people debating for it. For the longest time, its main protagonist, Dante, had been sitting at stats like high, multiverse, complex, multiversal, whatever. But recently, it's been discovered that the sources for those had been forged. Purposefully mistranslated stuff from the devs, fake interviews and articles and all that. And I don't know how they got away with it for so long, I guess nobody cares about Devil May Cry enough to actually check, but they got caught. And Dante in actuality is only barely universal. So, I have no desire to touch that franchise on versus battle cards. Blech. But enough of the questions, now to the moment you've all been waiting for. The Season 5 premiere. The characters that everyone thought Dante from Devil May Cry was as powerful as, but actually isn't. 2 characters who star in the most stylish action games out there, but they couldn't be more opposite. One's dark and super violent and full of all kinds of raunchy innuendos, while the other one's light and happy and full of fluffy, family-friendly fun. It's Bayonetta versus Sora from Kingdom Hearts. Leave your predictions in the comment section below, in my Discord server, vote in the Discord poll, or make a video prediction. I hope you're ready. Let's close things out with the brand new Season 5 intro. See you guys next time.
Let's go!